Me, so shut up.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you live under a rock,
I might
you
grab
are
a
looking
bat, I
at
don't
the
know, my
youngest
rap,
and
my blood
fastest
boils
rising
over
star
like,
in
oh God, here
professional
goes. I
wrestling
lost all
today.
feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll bleed on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And I ain't gon' wish you had such a fucked up real bad.
Shut up.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Heel of the Ring podcast. My name is Adam the Diff Man, and I'm joined by Heel.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Hope you
And
have a good
yeah, and also, as always, Kev.
Welcome. Salute everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. And let's get it. Let's get to these matches. AEW. Go ahead, take it away, Diff Man.
All right. Well, this is the AEW Dynamite review for May 11th. You know what, Kev? Before we actually get started into the review, I don't mean to pull an MK and give stuff away before the end of the show. I was walking home from work the other night, and I was like, you know what? I'm on my way home. I might as well listen to the review that you guys did, and yeah, I heard MK kind of make a little bit of a fumble, but you know what? It happens. It happens.
We got the recovery. Yeah.
You got the recovery. It wasn't a pick six. So I couldn't help but think of you, Kev, at the end of this AEW Dynamite, because I was like, wow, Kev got the ending that he wanted at the end of this AEW Dynamite, and we'll get there. No spoilers. Not going to pull an MK, but yeah, this Dynamite ended the way that Kev wanted last week's Dynamite to end.
Yeah. If you want spoilers, you go to Adam Report, if you know what I mean.
That's true. I mean, all right. Well, before we actually get into the review, Kev, Heel, I guess I'll let Heel go first since he's our.
What's the first match we're talking about?
Well, I was going to actually ask you first. Overall,
okay.
What did you think of the show?
Oh, for me personally, I thought this was actually a solid show, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of wish there was a little bit more fun segments. There was actually one, and I actually did get to see it, even though my internet did decide to be a dick for like a good 10 minutes or so. But I eventually did get to watch it on YouTube. But I did wish we have at least 2 more segments thrown in there. But overall, solid show. I didn't mind it at all.
All right, Kev.
All right. I thought AEW was a really good show. One thing I like about what they did, they accentuated, they know how to get the crowd over with the local talent, AEW homegrown talent that came in there that were from the island, from Long Island, from the New York area, and they showcased them well. They had the crowd rockets. The crowd was so much in gear, and all in all, it was a good show. Even for network television, it felt like you could have said it could have felt like a pay-per-view type of atmosphere. There's a couple things that I'm gonna critique when we get to it, but other than that, if I'm gonna give it a grade there, I could give it a A minus to a B plus in that area. I liked it. I really liked it, and I thought it was really good. I thought everything was good, and as we dissect it, you're gonna see why I thought it was so great, and didn't give it an A plus for certain reasons, but it was a B plus to an A minus in my opinion.
I'm more in the C pluses to B minus area.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
that's why we're here to discuss
Yeah.
why we
Yep.
think that score.
All right. So we're going to start with Adam Cole versus Dax Harwood. This was a Owen Hart tournament first round match, and Dr. Martha Hart was in attendance. What did you guys think of this match?
Go ahead, Hio.
Uh,
You go first.
okay. Well, when they first showed Owen's wife, I was like, oh, so that's how his wife looks like. I was like, okay. I was like, it's kind of weird for her to actually be out and open like that. I didn't know she was that
Yeah.
friendly with AEW now. I mean, granted, obviously I know they're having this tournament, but I was like, okay. And you know, when I realized it was Adam Cole versus Dax Harwood, I was like, we all know who's going over here, unless they really want to surprise us and really throw a curveball. And
Really? I thought, well, okay, well, I would say I'm not going to give away who won the match, but really, I thought it can go either way. I just put it that way.
but regardless of what though, they did have a good match. Um it like the one thing I can say from the guys formerly known as Revival is, especially Dax Harwood, is we even known this when they were in WWE. They are good workers. They can work in the ring. Are they the best wrestlers in the world? No, not overall at least. But they can go in the ring. And when I saw that he was going to wrestle Adam Cole, I was like, okay, this is going to be a good match, and it was. And that's really all I have to say. Overall, it delivered on what it was supposed to do. It set the tone too for the day. You know, it was a good opener.
Yeah, it was a good opener. Kev, what'd you think?
Me, I'm totally different, opposite from what Hio was saying. I think that's a fantastic way to start the show. I think it had the crowd enchanted. They were into it from the very beginning. What a way to start the match. You bought it, Adam Cole coming out, and I thought the match was very good. Back and forth. You got good ring competitors. All in all, you saw Martha. They kept showing Martha. I think the second time she was ever on camera. I think one time was in 19. I heard this morning. I think it was like in 1994, 90, around there,
Yeah.
98, 94.
Mhm.
One time, not too much. I think it was the Bulldog. When he fought Bret Hart. So forth. When I heard something around that.
Yeah, it might have been.
Um,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I
no, no,
could be
no, you're
wrong,
good.
but it could be Survivor Series '94. But I'll have to check on that.
Yeah, and then one thing I liked about the match, it was you saw that Hardwood was trying to sell that he the crap out of a rib injury, and like you said, man, could Hardwood actually beat Cole? And even if Hardwood would have won this match, I think Cole would have still gotten over. I think he would have not. It would have not hurt him and phase him. Although I think Cole is to me is the favorite to win this tournament. But we'll get to that a little later. But all in all, the fight was good. You had some good back and forth. You saw Cole mocking Shawn Michaels' Twin Chin music. Getting the cheer from the Long Island crowd. The sharpshooter by the babyface got some thunderous ovation. And you just keep seeing. I don't know if did he really get his ribs hurt, but he sold it well, and if he did it, and either way, either competitor who would have won this match to me would have been okay to move forward because yeah, he's a tag team champion, and I disagree with you, Hugh. I think Dax Harwood is a very good technical sound wrestler. He's not the
Oh no,
flashy big
that's
guy,
what I said.
and he's a
He's good
good
in the
wrestler.
ring. He's
Um,
good in the ring. He's just not the best overall wrestler like on the roster. So I was complimenting him in the ring. He's really good in the ring.
but he might not have the persona, but he could wrestle. He's a really good electric wrestler. Don't go by what happened in WWE. I think he was mischaracter and his gimmick was mishandled there, him and his partner. But all in all, I think it was really good done. And I think all in all, that's the way you want to start the opening match.
I just
You have
didn't
the-
believe
Oh yeah.
Dax Harwood was gonna win at all, and
Oh,
that
I
might have
could.
and that
I
and that
could.
and that might have threw me off in the match. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, I
I
honestly,
wasn't
certain
convinced.
points of the match, I thought it could go either way. But I thought it was I agree with Kev. I thought it was a very good match.
It was a
Uh,
good opener, regardless, though.
yeah, it was a good opener. It was great storytelling. I thought this match had some very good storytelling, especially with the ribs and ending with the sharpshooter in the end, which eventually made Dax tap out. But there are some other very good spots in this match as well. You had the slingshot power bomb using the top rope. You had the Panama Sunrise reversal into a pile driver. You have the entire story with Dax almost getting counted out and then getting back in at the count of 9. Very,
Yes,
very good
I wanted to bring
storytelling.
that. I wanted to bring that. They what is it that when it makes me laugh? They got to sell a little more. They're dead.
Right.
They're dead. They're ice cold. Put them in the
Yep,
morgue until the
yep,
count of 8, and all of a sudden 9, they hook up and they run right in the ring.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm tired of that. That happens in every wrestling company. Rather
I
it's
rolled my eyes a little bit at that too.
rather it's New Japan, which they go to the count of 20 if I remember correctly, or TNA, whatever. Every time it's like 9. They're like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, suddenly alive.
It's like
And,
done.
and my God, that was a long. That was
Come
like
back.
I didn't know. 30 seconds, you could count to 10. I mean, my God,
Yeah.
he was out there for quite some time. So, but all in all, it was a fun match. It was a good match. It got what we wanted. It got the crowd especially in the New York. And not to be biased, not to be biased again. But there's nothing like exciting a crowd in New York. Period. No matter what
Hmm.
venue, what
Right.
sports entertainment, concert, wrestling, sports. It doesn't. There's nowhere in the world as a New York crowd. And I hate to sound biased, but look at the
Oh,
facts.
Oh,
look at the facts.
to get a reaction. Yeah, that's one of the places for sure.
Especially the Garden. I mean, you're going
Yeah.
to get it anywhere in New York. You're going to get it at UBS Arena. You're going to get it at Arthur Ashe Stadium, but not any place like the Garden. But especially the Garden. But anyway, so moving on to our next match. Well, first we have a very brief Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin hype video. Is there anything you guys want to say about this hype video, or?
I'll just say this: like, I'm glad they did hype this matchup, but in my opinion, you didn't need to sell me on this match. I
Yeah.
was already invested.
Same.
Oh,
Yeah.
but the reason why they dare hype the video in case people are just scrolling, at that hour at 8 o'clock at night looking for something what's on, and they happen to AEW, and oh
Yeah,
Hardy,
especially if they're new
you
to
know
the
what?
product, they're going to see Jeff Hardy and go,
Oh
Right.
yeah,
"Hey,
yeah, yeah.
oh,
I
That's
Hardy."
understand. Like if
that's
you're
the marketing part of it.
it's
Yeah.
like you say,
True, true.
Kev. If you're flipping through the channels, you see Jeff Hardy's wrestling tonight. You're like, oh, and who's this
Oh, that
other
wow!
guy?
I
I don't
know him. I
know.
didn't know he was gone from
Yeah,
WWE. Yeah, yeah.
and this
Yeah.
other
Very
guy,
possible.
I don't know who this guy is, but I'm curious to see how
Who's
good
the
he is.
skeleton looking guy who looks like a
Yeah,
skeleton? Okay,
yeah.
with the face paint and okay, and maybe I I don't recall in that promo did they cut that with Darby Allen, was Sting part of that promo?
I
I
don't remember that. It was kind of
He might
brief.
have been.
Yeah, it was kind
Because
of brief. I
also
was also
yeah,
taking notes. I might have missed that.
because also if you like I said, if you're a channel surfer, you see Hardy, you see this new kid Darby Allen, and you see Sting, like whoa, Sting is still around too. You know what?
Yep,
When did
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my point.
Exactly.
If I ask, I don't recall
Yep.
either because usually a lot of times when it's a promo, if I'm not working on the computer, working on the program or anything other stuff, I tend to stay, look away because the match isn't starting, or probably go get a drink or whatever the case is. It's a promo, But I digress though.
Right. So next, Hangman Page comes out for commentary, and heel. I know you have a lot to say during this match about this match. I should say, uh, Punk versus John Silver. I know
Long
you're.
John Silver's.
Jeez. I know you're dying to. You know what? If you don't mind, I would just start off. Punk comes out to a chorus of boos. He's wearing an Islander jersey, but he was wearing a Tavares jersey. Who, not a good choice if you're going to wear an Islander jersey, because he kind of sold out and went to the Leafs a few years ago. So even though he was trying to get over with the fans, he comes out to a chorus of boos. Of course, he's going to come out to a chorus of boos in MJF's hometown. He's not like there. Anyway, heel. I know you have a lot you want to say, so Just go right ahead.
Okay,
Make
I'll
all the
just
jokes.
I'll just kind of reiterate what Adam said, but in my own way, the way I saw it. So first, Adam Page comes out, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. This is pretty awesome. I haven't seen this in a while. I and they're giving Adam Page some shine here, and then CM Punk's out, and I'm like, okay, let's go. All right, this is really getting really cool. I'm like, and then I see this big stable come out, and they're called the Dark Order, if I'm not mistaken. And then I'm like, oh, who's gonna face him? I'm like, oh, okay, this is getting entertaining. And then all of a sudden, I see his name pop up, and I'm like, wait, his name is John Silvers. And I'm like, so you told me the fish guy, the restaurant is gonna face CM Punk, Lon John Silvers.
At least he wasn't calling himself Popeye CM Punk.
I know. And then in my head, all I kept thinking about is, yeah, you get him, dude. You so Punk. He's gonna respect your restaurant at the end of the day. Like, I just kept moving stuff in my head. I'm just like, I couldn't take this match seriously whatsoever.
Hugh told me about this match, Kev, and as soon as he told me about the match last night, because I worked last night, so I didn't get to watch Dynamite live. So I come home and I see a message from Hugh about Dynamite, and I'm like, Hugh, please don't spoil anything about Dynamite. And he was telling me about Punk versus Long John Silver, and I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? And I couldn't almost even take notes for this match. I did, but I almost couldn't because I could not take this match seriously.
You
because
gotta respect my fish and fries and my hush puppies.
So Punk tries to get over. It doesn't work. And eventually they cut his music, and he comes to the ring to no music, does his routine.
Don't you
and he's
talk?
booed out-
Don't you talk? Shit about my tartar sauce. Or else you're gonna get it next time.
I'm just waiting for the first one to come up. I don't know when it's going to come up, but I'm just waiting for the first one to come up. And anyone who watches the show regularly knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming. Anyway,
What's
Kev,
gonna
what do you
happen?
think of this?
What before we go, if Heel doesn't control himself, we're gonna end up doing this to him.
Delete! 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 Delete!
Okay.
You have been deleted and made obsolete.
Go ahead.
Kev, what do you think of this match?
All right. So first and foremost, there's a lot here to unpack. Give me some time here because first of all, Punk comes out with the Islander jersey. As soon as I remember him coming right out the curtain, I told my wife, "What the hell is he doing?" And the reason why, I remember you, CM Punk, wearing the Chicago Blackhawks jersey. Sweater, because that is the correct term. Sweater. Get it right, jobber.
Right.
And I see him wearing Islanders. No. You're Mr. Chicago, Mr. Deep Dish.
You are a Blackhawks fan. Everybody knows you're a Blackhawks fan.
You're
We
not.
did not
You're
forget
not.
that you're a Blackhawks fan.
Exactly. So I'm like, what there? And I I started hearing the boos. That's why. And he come out with his stupid music, and you still hear the boos. You still hear the boos.
It's stupid music.
I'm not a fan of CM Punk. I'm gonna tell you straightforward. I am not. I think he's overhyped. I'm glad he got his ass kicked in the UFC twice, and I love watching the videos over and over again. That's just me.
Wow.
I think next week or every time CM Punk has a match, I'm gonna have to put in my notes CM Punk comes out to his stupid music.
We can forget that interview with CM Punk now because
But that was a very
I'm with MJF. He's total garbage.
Oh, same dude. Since day one, I remember watching MJF in MLW long before he ever got signed. Not long before, but before he got signed to AEW, and I just remember like loving him then. And I mean, I've been an MJF fan since day one. When they signed MJF, I was very excited about that. So
yeah,
So
then I knew I saw the heat. I saw him coming in there. They cut the music. I hear the boos, and I go, all right, let's see what he. And then when he turns around and they see the Tavares jersey, Brendan, what's going on? Stanton with a 2-run homer. Thank you for the update on that, Brendan. And then I turn around and he puts the Tavares jersey, and I go, wait a minute,
He
does
sold
A
out.
no that too? And I go, these guys in the creative control don't know what the hell they're doing.
Mhm.
They really don't got a clue. And I thought they were Adam Page was turning to be the heel because you can't have
Right.
two babyface. Now, last minute, they doing an audible and making Punk a heel, catching heat because
Well, I
and
think
what
that's
is
just
going
because it
on?
was Long Island. I think that was
Okay,
just
let's
because it
see.
was in
We
Long
shall
Island.
see
Yeah.
next week,
Well,
Adam. We'll
no,
see next week.
no, I kind of agree with Kev here. And it's not because I'm some AEW head or whatever, because it's not like Adam Page is from like Long Island or so, anything like that, and it's not even like Long John Silver is from Long Island or like that.
He
It's
is from
like,
Long
Yeah,
Island.
but
oh, he
MJF is from
is?
Long Island,
No,
and
no,
yeah,
no, no, not MJF. I'm talking about
no, no, no,
like
no, no.
John
What I'm
Silver
saying is
is
MJF.
from.
Long John Silver's this.
So
He's
yeah,
he's from the metro area. Yeah,
so then
Oh,
I
so
believe
then
so.
they bring him
oh,
out. He comes out, and I go, okay, there. I see. That's one issue I had. Okay, we have a little bit of a conflict here. The writers don't know now. Punk is the heel, going in and getting that over. Then, like you said, you get the staple comes out of the Dark Order. You see all the wrestlers they come, and then you get John Silver Hanswagel comes out. I'm like, since when they allow midget wrestling now in
Right.
AEW?
And it's
I'm
so
like,
funny too because like he tries to look like he's big and he flexes his muscles and he just like I don't mean ah he looks like Hornswoggle on steroids. I'm sorry.
exactly. So I'm like, what is So he's from Long Island. They say he's from the Long Island area, which I checked that he is. He's from there. He's
okay.
they
I didn't
said
know that.
Hempstead, which is close by. What's going? No Yankee stream, Logan. Today I'm doing the wrestling. I was going to do it simultaneously today, but no wrestling, no Yankees. Luis Heel. I wanted to see Luis Heel, but we're in the wrestling podcast tonight. Um, and I saw that match. All in all, the match was okay. We knew that John Silver wasn't gonna win,
Right.
and I was impressed with the buckshot lariat from Punk.
Yes.
But we all know, let's face it, Punk cannot go no more than 15 minutes in the ring. You
Yep.
could tell, he can't. It doesn't work well, and that's why I'm thinking a double or nothing. I don't think they're gonna put. I don't think he's gonna win the strap. It's just my opinion.
I agree. Yep.
At
I
the end of the
completely agree. I
day,
don't think he's winning.
at the end of the day, all you can do is hope CM Punk now respects Long John Silver's.
I still love that chicken from Popeyes though.
Yeah, love that fish from Long John's. Okay.
There was
Oh
one
boy,
there yeah, that button must be hot. Uh,
that boy, and there's
I,
gonna be a few
I'm
buttons.
sorry, I just couldn't get into this match. It was I was just laughing the whole time, and I ended up I did end up cheering for the like Hornswoggle on
bug
steroids,
on steroids.
but for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
Not
I,
for the
I
reasons AEW wanted me to.
You
I
know what?
mainly I mean
Yeah, go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
sorry, I mainly think that the reason Punk was getting booed was because the last time they were in Long Island, he was facing doing a face off with Punk, or he's doing an in ring segment with Punk. And I think the reason they were booing Punk was because they're like, hey, we love MGF so much, and Punk is a former rival of our hometown hero.
Yeah, but I think the jersey was the thing that really brought the heat immediately.
Oh yeah.
The sweater. Come out with
Oh
the
yeah.
sweater.
Right.
Yeah. That,
Did he even research who Tavares is? Like, couldn't he have
Nah,
picked
I'm glad you
anyone?
mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that. I think he did. That was a purpose. That was a purpose heat. But
Okay.
shame on the announced team. All three of the three Stooges that are there on the announced team. By the way,
You call Jim Ross a stooge? How
he's
dare
got. He's
you?
got. I'm sorry. He's a legend, but he's got to go. He's got to retire.
I agree.
Giovanni, I couldn't care less. Um, Excalibur is really good. I would like to see maybe Jericho transition into the broadcast, and I think he does well too. But I don't want to get away from the story, from what I wanted to bring. Those three idiots, like in the words of Chris Jericho, they should have known and explained to us, the average viewer, or the average viewer that is in middle of America or in the South, what happened here is, and put it as equivalent as like, you have your team captain. If and your best player, your team captain signs and leaves your team to go sign with another team. It's like Magic Johnson would have left the Lakers and signed with the Pistons, or in today's terms, and any athlete leaves and goes signs. We've seen it
If
in baseball. We've seen it in
if LeBron
football,
if LeBron left the Cavs and
like
went to the Heat.
like
Oh
the
wait,
Heat, just like that, just like that, just like that. If they would have just bought that term like that, it's NBA. Plus, I think they maybe might have been afraid because and this is me thinking, and this is me thinking outside the box. And they were afraid to make the sports metaphor because NBA and NHL players are going on right now, and they don't want the crowd. Oh, wait a minute, that's right. There is a sports playoff going on, and they leave because let's face it, the ratings for both wrestling all around has been totally down,
Oh
and
yeah.
maybe they were afraid to talk about that because they didn't want to let the cat out of the bag.
maybe it's very possible. Very possible. There was only one spot in this match I think is even worth talking about, and that's a botch, believe it or not,
Oh
which
yes,
was Silver botching to get to the top rope and then delivering
short
a.
legs,
Oh
his short legs didn't let him climb up. He needed a step stool.
I thought gave CM Punk another concussion.
Stop it, Kev. You're gonna get deleted.
All right, then
His
we
little
have
legs, his
I
little
know.
legs are trying to get on the second rope. Help, help,
great.
help. I thought they're gonna shut the program down, OSHA, because he didn't have a harness to get on the second rope.
Oh my goodness, that was so bad.
Didn't they cut to the entranceway and they cut back? They were like, "Oh yeah, fans, and they're back there. Oh, see, nothing happened.
See, nothing happened.
Yeah.
There's a midget that needs like a step stool to get to the second rope. Anyway, so then we have Schiavone in the back with Britt Baker and freaking vanilla midget. Hornswoggle on steroids can't climb to the second rope. All right, then we have Shavante in the back with Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Britt Baker says that storms pass and that there's Hayter on the horizon. Anything you guys want to say about this segment?
It's a promo, and it's to get get the poor little guy back to the backstage.
I didn't even mention how the match ended. Yeah, that's right. I didn't even talk about what happened after the
Does it
match.
really matter? The
Sorry
poor little
about
guy
that.
got pinned. The poor little guy got pinned.
Yeah, he lost with the buckshot lariat, and Hangman comes in and they have a face off, and Hangman says he's going to kill Punk at Double or Nothing. Anyway, so then we have Schiavone, Britt, and Hayter backstage. Anything you guys want to say about this segment?
It served its purpose.
Yeah. Poor little guy. Poor wee man. It reminds me of freaking wee man. Every time I see John Silver now, I'm going to go, can one of you guys do a kickflip?
Oompa, loompa.
Loompa,
What
loompa,
did
doo.
What do you do?
What did John Silver do?
What did John Silver do?
Well, I have some bad news, guys, and that is that this is going to be John Silver's last match in AEW.
Oh,
He
was- Yeah, he was given his release, and he got the rest.
He almost got the program shut down by OSHA.
At least we went out with a bang.
If you call that going out with a bang, sure.
Tony Khan said we got to get rid of him because this is a workman's comp hazard, and he almost fell off the second rope.
I need to watch it. You know what? Can we clip that? We need to clip that somehow.
I will get it. I'll try to get it somehow.
Please, please, please. Get me a clip of that. I need to see that over and over and over again. All right. So
Okay, let's
Yeah,
try to get together. Okay.
all right. Then we have Danhausen versus Tony Nese. I had to
Oh
watch this
my
match
God.
twice. It
Um,
was a very quick match. I don't think it was even more than 10 seconds.
It was, yeah, 20 something seconds.
It was
28
20
seconds.
something. It was 28 seconds.
He took it, taking off his cape was longer.
yeah.
His entire entrance was longer. Heel, what'd you think of this match?
I was like, oh, so that's how Tony's works nowadays. Cause like, I was like, wait, Dan House got an entrance and Tony sitting. I was like, okay, I was like, that's cool. I'm like, but I was like, all right. I'm like, this is unique here. I'm like, but I like Danhausen a lot more. I'll be honest with you. He grew on me literally. And then when Tony Nese won, I was like, actually, I'll be honest with you. I didn't mind this. It was actually really unique. And I like the promo his manager cut, which is like, oh, you thought he was gonna lose because he got an entrance and he did it. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't mind that way of booking. I was like, I like that.
Did you guys feel like this match just went on for too long? Kev, what'd you think?
The match. Let me first say, this. I'm like, who the hell is this Danhausen? This guy. He's all. It looks like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And does he actually wrestles? And all right, he's gonna make a debut. Let's see what this. What's the hype here? What's all this stupid? Um, like an
Yeah,
idiot
Danhausen.
with all that posing. I'm like, let's see what this guy's about. And he goes in there, and he is the ham and egg jobber of the week. I mean, he got
I
finished.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna judge him yet because I'm interested to see where his whole character goes and what it is and all that. But
I got you.
I did like what happened today though.
I understand. I understand. Like we said, they need to fill a storyline, and him getting it, really squashed. It makes Veer Mahan look like, wow, his match more impressive. At least Veer Mahan get you an elbow, or get you the $1 million arm, or you throw the guy around a couple times before putting the cervical clutch.
Yeah,
But
just don't make Downhausen right now face rear. That's not gonna
that,
happen.
yeah, but all in all, I like the story it told though. He got on the mark and he said, you know what? He even knew Danhausen, the joke that he is, got an entrance. You didn't, and of course, all in all, it all led to you want to unliking an unweird pairing. Adam, let us know what happened there.
Oh yeah. For me, this was actually a breath of fresh air because I know that a lot of people, myself somewhat included, are tired of seeing these little scrappy guys beat up these big guys. And for me, it was a little bit refreshing to see a little scrappy guy kind of get his butt kicked by a bigger guy who actually looks tough. And I'm going to kind of sound a little bit like a Jim Cornette here, but it was actually nice to see a scrawny guy get up beat up by a guy that actually looks like he could actually whoop someone. And to steal a line from Jim Cornette, Danhausen doesn't look like he could whip cream with an outboard motor. So it was actually a little bit nice for me to see this. Then we have Hook come out at the end, and he makes a save, and it looks like we're finally getting Hookhausen. I kind of
Yeah,
fought for that.
I kind of did too. I'll be honest with you, and I'm actually looking forward to how this tag team can kind of like, you know, go in the future. The only thing I wish Hook would do is kind of bulk up a little bit. I hate to sound like a Vince McMahon, but
Mhm.
I do want Hook to. But I know he's really young still. He's like what?
I think he's 21, or I think he just turned 21 years old. I mean,
Yeah,
and you got to give one thing I like about Hook. He executes those suplex very well, in ring performance. And remember, there is no NXT. There is no, bumps. He's getting his bumps on Rampage, and he's doing a good job with that with Hook. I really, um really think this kid is going to be something special. Hopefully his dad's ego, although him and his dad are not really, they respect each other. He loves his father, but they don't have a good relationship from what I've told. So we shall see with, I think Danhausen is going to me personally, I think he's the right guy for Hook as either a mouthpiece or a manager type of role, like a Bill Alfonso was in the ECW days with Taz in the beginning before he went over
Yep.
to Sabu.
Yep.
I kind of like that kind of role, and I think that's where they're going here with that, Adam.
Oh, totally agree. Totally agree. All right. So I'm going to set up the next segment with 2 words, and those 2 words are boo Wardlow.
Uh,
We are told to boo Wardlow, and Wardlow
Wink,
comes
wink,
out.
wink, wink.
Wink, wink. A lot of wink, winks and nod, nods during this segment. So Wardlow comes out, of course, escorted by security once again. No music, and the crowd boos Wardlow. They do exactly what they're told. Then we get probably maybe the greatest hype promo I've ever seen. The last hype promo that they did with MJF on Long Island was great. This one I thought was even better because for a split second, I actually thought they were going to commercial again.
Yes,
And then, yeah, and then we see on the next episode of Dark Side of the Ring, and I'm like, wait a second. I thought there weren't going to be any more episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. I thought that show was finished. And then we hear Jericho narrating. They Jericho first asks, "How much am I getting paid for this?" Oh, okay. Then we
yeah.
get
He
a
says,
couple.
"Wait a
of
minute, I don't even like the guy. Why am I cutting a promo? Oh wait, how much I get paid for this?"
Okay, yeah. Then we have a couple of other cameos. One of those was famous Jewish wrestler Barry Horowitz, and a couple of yes, thank you, Kev, uh, and a couple of other great cameos as well. I thought this was a really, really great hype promo. I thought this was like AEW MJF at their absolute best.
I loved it. That was hilarious from Jay Horowitz, Jake the Fake Roberts.
Jake
He
the Snake,
also,
yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
I call him Fake
The Snake
because
guy.
yeah,
That
the
was
fake
it. The
because
Snake
whenever
guy.
he used to throw the punches, I knew wrestling. That's when I knew wrestling was like, oh my god. He used to just and he used to hit himself and like and the hands would never touch the face of of the opponent. And this is me as a 9-year-old or a 12-year-old looking at that. I'm like, man, it's Jake the Fake. He makes it look so. I digress. And Jake, he was there on the promo. You had Taz as well, and man,
Taz
they
couldn't do it.
they they were really
Taz had to tap out. He couldn't do it, even for the money that he was getting paid. He couldn't do it.
no, it was good. It was a good way of the whole segment. That part we're gonna dissect it, and that part with the first, it was fire. And
Yep.
and especially after that comedic match, make sure the little guy got okay out of the ring, make sure he didn't got back safe to the ring, back to the dressing room, and they with the Warlord segment, and the crowd kept going on. How many Burberry scarves were in the arena?
Oh my
Merchandise
goodness.
must have sold like crazy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He'll. I know you probably love this promo, but what did you
oh,
think?
well, like you said, I love this promo. Uh, I love I love the whole thing about it. Is it the greatest work MGF has done? It. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of like ironically like a Miz promo. It's kind of hard to top
Yep.
every promo you do when every promo you do is really good. At some point, it kind of becomes not great, but just an expectation, if that makes sense.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like for example, when people talk about the Miz, yeah, some people say it's a great promo, but a lot of people just they don't say that anymore. They kind of just expect it now. Same thing with MJF. I don't expect his promos to be great. I just expect him to be good on the mic,
Yeah.
or at least great.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's so like yeah. Absolutely, this was phenomenal, and I'll be honest with you. And I heard a lot of reactions on the internet. I'm like, how is MJF not champion right now? How is he not? Like, he is the most entertaining thing on AEW. He's at least one of, if not the most entertaining thing in wrestling right now.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I'm like, I'm like. Don't get me wrong. This feud has grown on me, but he deserves a lot more better. I'm sorry, Willow. He does. I'm sorry,
Well, it's
Willow.
coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if he doesn't leave AEW in 2024, there was a reference to that as well.
So a
and a
lot of
couple of
Easter.
other.
There was a lot of Easter eggs there. Adam,
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's get right into that. Let's get right into the
All
segment
right.
itself.
Let's do
I
it.
felt like, honestly, I thought this was going to close. There was a chance that the segment was going to close Dynamite. It didn't, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad they closed the way that they did close. So we have a Cody mention. They actually mentioned Cody, and we actually also get a reference to his contract being up in 2024. So those two things were kind of a little bit surprising. Then we find out that one of the conditions is going to be that Wardlow is going to be last. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 5 times, not 7 times, not 9 times, but how many times Ty Dillinger? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say Ty Dillinger. I meant to say Sean Spears. How many times Sean Spears? Whoa, 10! And I thought that was great because that was another Easter egg. That was like a Ty Dillinger reference. Then we find out that we're going to get Spears versus Wardlow, and that's going to be in a cage. Wardlow is 0-2
Going
in
to.
cage matches, and MJF is going to be the referee. Then we eventually get Wardlow signing the contract. Of course, he can't sign it because his big stupid hands were in handcuffs, so he wasn't able to sign it. After he eventually signs the contract, he kills all the security once again, and yeah, mayhem ensues. I thought
Oh,
this segment
wait.
was,
You mean to
no
tell
pun
me?
intended, perfect 10.
You
Go
mean to
ahead,
tell
Hugh.
me a contract sign? You mean to tell me a contract signing in WWE actually had fighting?
AEW.
WWE, this AEW.
Get it right, jobber.
You mean in wrestling?
Yeah, I meant in wrestling. If I accidentally said WWE,
Yeah,
but
that
anyway,
never happens though.
yeah,
Yeah.
no matter what company. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what company it is, there has to be some sort of a fight that breaks out during a contract signing.
Yeah.
What did you
And then,
guys think of this segment overall?
overall, there's a lot to dissect here. You forgot the biggest one out of all the stipulations that MGF mentioned, and I'm gonna break it down. The first one, the mention of the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes. They
Yes.
call him the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
And he mentioned something like, I know the guy in the back doesn't want me to talk about 2024, but I
Right.
am, and I think that's all in all telling the crowd in New York he's out of AEW 2024. No, I don't care
I
what
don't
he's
know.
telling. Yes, he's gone. He's gone. He's
I
telling
don't
them
know.
already. I don't think, and I'll get to. I'll definitely. I have my personal reasons why I think it's going for. Then after he mentioned the stipulation to Warlord's matches, the 10 lashes, him being the guest referee in the steel cage, he's 0-2. Then if he fight, then you get to fight me, and then have a stipulation. If you can accomplish neither one of these, you lose. You cannot sign with AEW. That's telling me that he's also another one out the door of AEW also. I don't see MJF losing another feud. He lost already. He's to Punk. He's losing to any. He's gonna start. It doesn't look good for Warlords in AEW. Also, there's some issues outside of AEW. There's a lawsuit, if you remember, where Tony Khan involved. Also, the new CEO, the old CEO, CFO of TBS is no longer resigned. Who was a champion, an ally of AEW, is no longer with the company. Now the merger of Discovery and Time Warner, the new executive is not so great or keen with wrestling. They want to make it probably just exclusive app only. So right now things are a little. Even Tony Schiavone on a podcast said he is looking like shades of the ending of WCW, but he is concerned, although Tony Khan isn't. But I didn't want to take away from that. But my point is, that's why it ties into a lot of speak about I'm leaving because I don't know if they're gonna have enough money to afford me, neither myself, Warlow, and this is the first. You already saw the first defector out of AEW, and it was one of the pillars, pioneers leaving, and Cody, and I think I
Yeah, but
think
you know
more.
what? I
Yeah,
think that
ironically, me and Adam did get into like a debate about this about like maybe 2, 3 maybe in a month ago about something like that, and he and I did tell him I was like, when WWE really wants a wrestler, they can offer them the most money. And
Oh
Adam,
no,
I remember,
Tony Khan's father actually has more money than Vince McMahon.
but
Tony
but
Khan's
when
father, not
but
Tony Khan himself.
but when Vince
Yeah,
really
he
wants
does.
but when Vince really wants somebody, he will offer and cough up the dough. That's a fact. Like he wanted to sign Brock to a big deal. What did he do? He locked him up to a big deal, and it paid off.
And
He
also
did lock up Brock to a big deal. That's true.
and
Yeah.
also not only just money, lock off money as well. Also now the Nick Khan was a former CAA uh, promoter or manager, and now he's getting WWE is transitioning also. And I know this is the AEW podcast, but they're getting their talents into Hollywood now. You now with Norman Reigns, John Cena, Dwayne Johnson, and so forth. Now some of these wrestlers, and we talked, and MJF has teased about also going into the Hollywood realm, and Nick Khan has the connections around there to get them and get that going, and of course WWE Studios, which we know the movies aren't so great, but they're getting them in the roles and opening the doors in those avenues where they can make more money. I think you're going to see more performers, more wrestlers team head towards a WWE with that perspective. It's just, and I hate, I'm sorry to take you away from the event last time, but I think those are factors or variables that I think that's how WWE is going to poach these big talent
You
out
think
of
that?
AEW.
You know what else,
You
Kev?
think we might see
Uh,
MJF in the Marine Six?
the
Well,
Marines.
seven actually. I think they already
Yeah.
did
Seven.
seven.
Oh, sorry. I must
Yeah. But you know what else, Kev? Like I said, Cody Rhodes actually helped hire a lot of that talent at the end of the
Exactly.
AEW. And
Exactly.
MJF, ironically, is a Cody guy. That's another argument I make to Adam. And Cody, he's probably going to call him up and be like, you know what? Actually, WWE's treated me really good. So all you got to do is negotiate with them, and you'll get what you want. And trust me, you'll after that you'll be really happy here.
But the main guy
Yeah.
there for I think the main guy that's an advocate for MJF who
The
and it's
Miz,
no Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman. Oh yeah, he might
He
be.
Yeah.
is I think somewhere I don't think they're related, but they're very close. Especially
Paul
you
Heyman's a
know
New York guy too.
New York also Heyman, and I think they also same they're from the same faith. They both Jewish, and I think that and Heyman could get come here, you're gonna get over, and I think that's a big advocate in my opinion. But
You know,
all in all, I love this promo. I loved everything about it, even the squash. Even when he took the handcuffs and he knocked out all the security guard. That one security guard didn't know they couldn't even get all he didn't get over the top ropes, and you see no one touched him, and he threw himself out of the ring. That was hilarious. That was a botch. That was funny. But all in
Mhm.
all, I love that segment. And the crowd,
Yeah.
they made the magic. They made a merchandise, the most magical place on earth, and that sold out like this.
Long
The
Island,
T-shirt,
most
yeah.
magical place on earth.
MJF,
The
it's an
segment,
MJF merchandise, yeah.
yep, exactly. And the segment ends with Sterling going through a table.
Oh, I love it.
Yep. All right. So next up, we have a Joe hype video where there's speculation on who the Joker is going to be. Apparently, somehow, Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt know who the Joker is going to be, and it's not going to be either of them, and it's not going to be the Great Khali ripoff either. I like to call him Diet Khali. Uh, it's not going to be Diet Khali either. So next week, though, on Dynamite, we're going to find out who the Joker is, and I'm sticking with my pick. Dun 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 dun.
You
It's
still
gonna
think it's
be.
Lesnar?
Oh
Let
yeah.
me. And you think they're gonna bring in Samoa Joe and have him lose? Immediately.
Uh,
I,
that's. I think Joe can. It's not for the ROH TV title, so I think Joe can actually stand to lose this match.
okay.
So you really think it's gonna be Brock Lesnar?
I think there's a good shot it's going to be Lesnar.
So you're telling me we're trading Wallow for Lesnar?
I would rather choose Roman for Wardlow, but anyway, Roman's locked under contract for at least
Oh my
another.
God, the content creators that panicked about Roman Reigns leaving the WWE. What's gonna happen? He's not. He's just being a
No,
part.
Roman's not.
Basically, he's just
Roman's
being a
not
part
leaving.
timer. That's
AJ's
it.
not leaving. MJF isn't leaving AEW. Neither
Charlotte,
Warlord.
Charlotte is
It's all
not
heel work.
leaving either.
No, no.
Yeah, I think Charlotte's just gonna focus right now on her
Getting
marriage,
married.
getting married.
He's getting
And
a wedding.
yeah, and she's also gonna think about possibly becoming a mom in the next year or two.
Well, she's marrying an AEW guy though, so who knows?
It's not gonna happen. The same Brick Breaker and Adam Cole.
But
So
go ahead.
go ahead, heel.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Next up, we got Jungle Boy versus Ricky Starks. Eh,
I'm not gonna lie. That does get stuck in your head. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna lie. Yeah.
In the
anything
night.
yeah. What do you guys think of this match? Heel, you can go first.
Honestly, I was cheering for Jungle Boy. I'm more of a Jungle Boy fan than I am Ricky Starks.
I did not get why Starks went over.
But yeah, Starks went over, and I was like, okay, at least the match was good. But I was really cheering for Jungle Boy here. I'm like, but okay. I'm like, I guess I kind of get it. But I guess I kind of don't either because Jungle Boy is young, but I think so is Ricky Starks. I'm like, yeah,
Big
I'm
deal. I felt like Jungle Boy really needed this more.
yeah.
And
I'm like,
know,
you do you, AW, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I felt like it hurt Jungle Boy, to be honest.
Well, yeah, it kind of did. I had that awkward feeling. I was just like, man, I you know what, Jungle Boy, I'm still a fan of you, dude, because you're one of the rare people, not the only one I should say, but the rare people at AEW that actually has a good character, like besides MJF and some of the other guys. So, but I'm like, you know what, you see my homeboy, we can, you know, pound it, whatever. But yeah, you should have won this match, bro.
Kev, what'd you think?
All right. Jungle Riddle when he came out, I'm looking at his
Riddle.
Bro. Oh, bro.
I figured you like that one. No, but all in all, seriously, it showed me when, especially, I said, oh yeah, he holding one. He had AEW has a lot of belts, but I don't want to take away from that. It showed me Jungle Boy is a good singles wrestler as well as a tag team. It shows his diverse. I thought the match was good. I thought, did Ricky Stark get over? I see why he got over because he's the one of that phony FTW belt. I don't think they were just gonna let him run around and rummage with the FTW belt. Jungle Boy. So I already knew that Ricky Stark was gonna win somehow. The one thing that the match was really good. Both guys, Jungle Boy roll ups and doing all types of maneuvers in the ring. But to see Swerve Strickland come out and just stand there, he looked like, there with his hot breath, caused the interference.
I didn't get that whole thing. Like, he caused the interference, and then why was he on the apron, like, trying to apologize later? And then you have Powerhouse Hobbs out there, and then I did not get what's happening here.
I didn't get what happened, and then then Keith Lee comes out and is like, boy, talk about a waste of money, and I don't know what the hell they want to do with Keith Lee. There's a reason. Hey, there was a reason why WWE let him go, and enjoy it, eat it now. AEW.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Listen to my words. Keith Lee.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
What is
a
Keith
bouncer?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keith Lee, what he's missing is just charisma and that it factor. He's good.
Basket My Glory was so over. He was so over when he was doing the Basket My Glory gimmick.
He's good in the ring all you want, but he just doesn't have that it factor or the charisma.
You know who has an it factor? Otis.
Otis.
I guess I can kind of see that, but not really.
I'm just being facetious. I'm being
sarcastic. I was like, if we want to nitpick it, I'm like, I guess was it Chad?
No, I thought when Keith Lee came out, I thought all right, it's showing. Oh man, it's gonna be a 3-way tag team match, and I was expecting another tag team. I thought the Bushwhackers were gonna come out.
Did you think that Christian was going to turn on Jungle Boy at the end? Because I kind of did.
When are we waiting, Adam? When are we waiting for that? It's eventually
Yeah,
about to
right.
happen.
Oh yeah, of
And,
course, because Christian's already been saying he'll stuff the Jungle Boy like you're just a loser and stuff like that, and then he hugs him at the end. I'm like, so is he
here
like
it comes.
Daddy
Here
Christian
it
now?
comes. Here it comes. I
Here
wanted
it
to
comes.
cut that promo with the Hero in the Ring program. I'm a I was like, yeah, come on, turn on him. And no, it didn't.
Nope. Well, just stay tuned for the rest of the show, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
Captain Charisma could have shared some charisma with Keith Lee. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
He doesn't have any
Yeah.
charisma points to spare. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna read directly from my notes here. I wrote Starks wins after distraction. Why? Question mark. Match shouldn't have happened. Did nothing for Jungle Boy. Who gives a
Nothing.
shit? I literally wrote that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I
So
can see that. You know what? You know what that match? That whole segment, that whole match. It's what my friend Hardy says.
Delete! 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 Delete!
I completely agree. That entire match could have just been deleted and given more time to MJF. So
Yeah.
next we have the Jericho Appreciation Society victory speech. Jericho comes out to Judas, of course. The crowd in Long Island loves it, sings along.
I'm tired of
Jericho,
this. I'll just go. into it.
really,
Yeah.
really. Well, I'll get to your thoughts in a minute, Heel.
It's a
Um,
beautiful day.
man, I don't get why I'm coming out to this if I'm a heel.
I
He says
am a heel, but I still want a pop.
What am I supposed to do this
that
in my
does not make
mind?
sense. So he says, Jericho 216 says, I just burned your face,
That's
in
stupid.
reference to throwing the fireball in Eddie Kingston's face, and also another reference to the AEW Galaxy.
One-
Says that they're outnumbered. Mox and the Blackpool Combat Club come out. Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz eventually come out after Jericho
Yes.
again says that they're
Carlos
outnumbered.
Santana.
Oh man, I was thinking of the heel. Once again, sometimes it's just so hard to watch wrestling because I think of heel jokes in my head, and I'm like, you know what? Screw you, heel. I can't watch this stuff now because
When I
But
saw
can't take
Carlos
it seriously.
Santana, I popped. I was like, "Yeah, let's go!" Now teach me how to be smooth.
Oh man. So we have a brawl, and Rigo knocks out Jericho with a punch. You know what? Let's change it up. Let's go to Kev first. Kev,
All
what
right.
you think?
I like the fact that Jericho comes out. He throws a pop. Says, "You know, I was born here in Long Island not so long ago, not so far from here in Hempstead, and my parents were smart enough to get me out of this hellhole, this dump." And that was funny. You know, anyone that could work a crowd from a face to heel, back to face, and back to heel is Jericho. Phenomenal. The other guys around him, I couldn't care less, especially the guy with the big teeth. I don't even want to know their names. I don't want to I think they're
I don't know
boring.
their names. All I know is Jack
They're
Swagger.
boring. The other guys
2.0. It's
All I know is
2.0.
Jack Swagger. And why is he wearing those small shorts?
and Jack Swagger should yeah.
What was
Yeah,
with
I
those
know.
shorts?
I know.
And Josh Swagger doesn't
He
even
looked like
he
a
doesn't
polo
even
boy.
talk. He don't
I
even
thought-
talk or he don't even cut promos. He's just there,
I
like
know. This is literally
like a
Swagger.
caveman. He's there like a caveman. That's it. And the other two guys, they look like all right. It is what it is. Um, the black pool club comes out. I go, okay, this is a new feud here. Okay, for the Jericho Society, I'm good with that. Let's see something different. It's still the numbers game. It's still 5-on-3. I said maybe Blackpool Club is going to add 2 more members. I can see that. That'd be interesting to see who they're going to add here. Maybe it's time for them. It's time for Pac to get out of that staple that he's in and join in with Regal or what. But it didn't happen, and we saw Kingston and Ortiz and Santana, and I'm like, now we're back to a 6-on. Actually it was 7-on-5. It's like, this numbers. And then what the funny part was you see Regal with the old man punch. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
I thought he
I
shit his
thought-
pants there. He goes, "Hey, did you wear your Depends, Regal?"
My
Oh,
back.
Oh,
Don't make me call Vince McMahon because there's a special club that get you back in the Kiss My Ass club.
oh no.
Uh, ironically, I saw a video with that with Rikishi. I don't know why. It just popped in my TikTok. But
Oh
yeah.
right, he tricked.
Uh,
He tricked Rico.
TMI there, heel. We don't want to know you watching big Rikishi booty.
No, I obviously I watched all the wrestling stuff on my TikTok, and for some reason that Rock promo popped up where and it was just like, no, you're not gonna kiss.
It just happened to pop up.
Oh yeah, it just happened to pop up. We put that search bar. We're not gonna.
Rikishi ass.
Yeah,
Hey,
Rikishi.
hey Siri, show me Rikishi's ass.
All right, 1 second.
Here is a video. Here is a video that you have watched over 200 times.
Exactly. So, Heel, what'd you think of this segment? The Jericho Appreciation Society.
I was like, you know what? I'm like, some people probably like this, but I don't. So just get it over with. Then we'll see what happens next. I'll be honest with you. If I didn't do the show, I would have just left, gotten a drink or whatever, then come back and hope it was over.
Watch another Rikishi video.
Yeah, you know what? At least that would have been
Or 200.
Yeah, and then but then when I saw my boy Santana, I was like, let's go, time to and
Get
time
smooth.
to play the game of love, because it's a little bit of this, little bit of that. Sorry,
That's not even something.
actually, he plays on that song.
Does he really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. See, Santana does more than just wrestling. He's a generational performer.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Heel, can I say it, Kev? Can I say it?
Yeah, of course.
Heel, you get the Boo of the Week.
And you got educated.
Spear. So next up we have Jamie Hayter versus Storm. Storm advances. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm a sexist. I'm a
Oh my
sexist pig who
God.
hates damage matches.
Here
So
we go. Here it is. Here's the new video. Pig of the ring.
I love it. That's great. That is absolute. That is beautiful.
So I'm going to interject here because we have the Sexist Pigs of the Week program here with these two Adam and Neil.
Right. Right.
The Tori Storm and Jamie Hayter match. There's a storm brewing and so forth. They cut that promo. Here's the one thing I have a problem with the booker, the way they make this. Why in the heck do you put the ladies women fight always at 9:30 right before the main event? The crowd is like a little bit fatigued and tired. Try something different, AEW. Put one of the ladies, either let them go first to get the heat. They get that crowd pumping because they're on TV and they get pumped and it makes it looks good for the lady performers. This fight, all in all, if the crowd was not into it, it was not, despite the crowd not being into it, it wasn't a snooze fest. Both of these ladies were really good. There was a lot of back and forth. I personally, and watching them fighting, and of course, and I spent a whole couple days watching the NXT women's tournament, and I got to appreciate the way these ladies are performing. I thought it was not bad. These ladies got Tori Storm. They got something to work there with. And they're lacking women wrestling, good women performers in AEW, and Tori Storm is not one of them. She's really good, and Jamie Hayter as well. Both ladies did a really good program. I just wish they changed them out of that time slot. Get them out of that time slot, and maybe you could have put the Jericho squash there, or moved it a little bit. And that's
I agree with
all in
that.
all, I wish they
Yeah.
would have done that personally.
Because
You know,
Tony Storm is really talented, and they were kind of building this feud up, kind of to be like at least kind of important, and like I'll be honest with you, it did feel like the Jericho appreciation thing did kind of come out of nowhere, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just kind of like me because I don't really care about it as much as most people. I mean, maybe tell me if you do or don't. And I was kind of like, okay, maybe we'll get the women in a better time slot, kind of like Kev just said. And
Yep.
and they always tend to put in these random time slots where like the fans are kind of like, all right, well, I guess we got something to stare at while we're getting ready for the main event.
You know, I
Yeah.
didn't mind it,
Yeah.
honestly, because back in the days of the brand split, well, we're still in the brand split, but back in the days when the brand split was even more of a thing, between the WWE title match and the World Heavyweight title match, they would have a women's match that kind of acted as a palate cleanser or a sorbet, if you will, in the words of Dusty Rhodes.
Sounds
And
delicious.
I honestly didn't mind this because to me this was kind of like the
Of course you
sorbet. This
didn't.
was you know, this was I saw that. Hey, you cut that out right now. You know, I did not mind this match being in this place that it was.
Of course you didn't. Yeah.
At least it
Sure.
wasn't the main event this time. I
Want to
at
say
least
anything else, X's?
look. Um, it's not that they ended last week's Dynamite with a women's match. That's not what it was. I even specified, and I said if this was Lita Trish, I said even last week, if this was Lita Trish and it tore the house down, I would have no problem with it.
Oh, now he's trying to call
It was a
out.
bad women's match. It was a bad. No, I said that last week. I said if it was Lita Trish, I would have no problem with it. And they tore the house down, but they did not tear the house down. And
Those are
I don't think
women.
that Tony
Right?
Storm and Jamie Hayter tore the house down either. But
Uh-huh.
it's just
I
okay.
wonder why.
I love women's wrestling. Look, do what do I have to do? What do I have to do? But I'm not a sex.
He's to the point where he's like, listen, I love women's wrestling. I don't need to.
What do I have to like? Do I have to go back and like watch the entire Mae Young Classic or whatever it was called? I don't even know what it's called. Wait, no, I do know what it was called. It's called the Mae Young. Yeah.
Wow, you forgot about that tournament. I see how it is.
No, it was a good tournament.
Yeah.
There's a lot of eye candy in that tournament. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. No, that's not what I said. But I thought it was just okay, and it has nothing to do with me being a sexist pig. Wait, no, I'm not a sexist pig.
All right.
All right, let's get to the main event, which I'm happy was not this match.
Oh my god.
Do I have anything else? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So the main event is Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin. Heel, what'd you think?
Honestly, some people might disagree with me. I didn't think this was an instant classic or anything like that. I thought that it was just an awesome 4-star match because it was basically a little bit of wrestling mixed in with okay, we're gonna take turns hurting ourselves, and then
Yeah, exactly.
Like one cool spot. So if I had to give this match a star system, it'd be like 4 stars because it still was a really good match.
It was a fun match. I thought it was a fun match.
But the most impressive thing about this match is whoever thought of the ending, like how the ending should be, get that person a raise because that ending was perfect.
Oh, I hated it.
Wow,
I completely disagree. I hated the
wow.
ending.
Okay, let me explain why. Yes, I do agree. Darby Allin should have won. However, I like the way it ended because it still protects Darby Allin because it makes it look like he couldn't kick out. It makes it look like he couldn't kick out because the ladder was in his way. So therefore, it makes it look like he was harder for him to kick out. And on top of that, the way Jeff Hardy pinned him, it made it look like it was just veteran's instinct.
I thought this match was too short. It had too many hardcore. Even though it wasn't anything goes match, I felt like it could, it had. You kind of hit it when you said it was just guys hurting themselves. It was like how many moves can a guy possibly miss of your own moves? And it's like there weren't many off. There were a few offensive moves, like the awesome dive off of the ladder onto the chairs. And by the way, since we're on that, let me just say real quick: why did Jeff Hardy stay down the entire time Darby was setting up the chairs? To me, that just looked ridiculous. The fact that he was just like, "Wait, hang on, stay down, Jeff. I have like 3 more chairs to set up."
Yeah.
I actually made a joke to myself that he was saying to Jeff, "Hold on, Darby. I have to sit. Hang on, Jeff. I have to set up like 8 chairs." And then he stays down while he sets up all of the chairs, which actually was 10 chairs. He set up a total of 10 chairs while Jeff Hardy was down. I thought that was a little ridiculous, but other than that, it was just guys just missing their own moves and then a roll up, too short and could have been better.
Got you.
Kev, what'd you think?
First of all, what kind of worried me first and foremost that you're laughing and making jokes with yourself. That one's a little disturbing. When you said that one got me a little worried right now. But all in all, I saw the match with two glorified stuntmen going at it. You saw the last, who was it that called Mick Foley a glorified stuntman? Ric Flair. So we see two glorified stuntmen going at it. No, but all respect to Darby Allin and Hardy, 44 years old out there doing these moves. He did that freaking backflip onto the steel stairs for Hardy and missing on that one. It's like, hey, hold my beer. I jumped in and I jump here. I'm gonna jump here. And,
yeah, I agree with that.
But I like the match. It was pay-per-view type of event. But they have to remember, and I don't think they don't care. I think they're catering to a certain demographic. There is still 7, 8, 9-year-olds watching this. I don't need little nephews trying to jump off my 6-foot work ladder because they thinking they're Jeff Hardy and we got to rush them to the.
Well, they got to put face paint on first. That's the good news.
That's true. That's right. That's right. You know what? That's right. Let's get it right.
You're listening to this podcast right now, and you are 9 years old. Do not jump off any ladders, face paint or not.
No, please.
Don't try this at home, work, or anywhere.
No, you tell your parents to take you to Chuck E. Cheese and do that there.
Jump off the roof.
I remember when I was little, I would me and my whole entire friends, because obviously my family is Latino, so we would go to these big barbecues, and right when our parents weren't looking, we'd all sneak off to someone's trampoline, and we would find a ladder, and we'd put it next to the trampoline. We'd jump off of it onto each other, and I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. But yes, don't do it.
No, don't do it, kids.
Yeah, those are trained professionals at the end of the day. They know what they're doing.
Right. But all along, it was the main event, and it was the names alone was main event worthy. If you look up and down the card, that was main event worthy. I don't think do you wanted to see Punk and Long John Silver in the main event?
No, you know what? That was match of the night.
And then he's got to probably go to sleep. It's probably bedtime for Long John.
Can I get one more? Can I get one more impression from you guys of Long John Silver climbing up the second rope?
Oh my God!
Imagine that.
They needed to rent a lift to get him up to the second.
I want to see him in the Money in the Bank match. It's fun.
I love your impression. I loved your impression of him climbing up the second rope. Can I see that again? Oh man, that was great. So yeah, other than the match, you know what? If it was a little bit longer and it had a few more spots, it could have been an instant classic. I don't agree that it was 4 stars. I'm going to only give this. No, it was more than 3. It was 3.5 stars.
I give it that. Yeah.
Yeah. But, it was just. I was expecting more. This match would have, I think, been better suited. And the AEW does have this problem. Sometimes they try to do too much on a Dynamite. And
I guess. Sorry to interrupt you. I guess it's because I'm used to how Jeff Hardy matches go, and it's just because like I I guess in some instances it even gave me flashbacks of like when Jeff Hardy got the ladder at like in WWE and also TNA and stuff like that. So I guess that's why I gave it a higher rating than maybe I should have. But yeah, other than that though, I still have no problem with the ending. I still think the ending was exactly not exactly how it needed to be, but it was still a good ending.
Mm.
you know, I'll be honest, I had to rewind and watch the ending again because I think I was taking notes during the original ending the first time it came on, and I was writing notes about how each guy is missing moves and everything like that, and the coffin drop. The coffin drop onto the
Oh
apron was
yeah,
very cool.
yeah. That
Yeah,
was yeah. That really you could really hurt your back with that.
oh
Darby
yeah,
Allin, he's young. It doesn't mean because you're young you're gonna go out there and be reckless. You got to protect your body, man. Because at the end of the day, the wrestling business is cruel. If you can't perform or you're injured or you got too much bumps and bruises, they'll release you. They don't
oh yeah,
care.
oh yeah.
So
But
he and I understand he wants to entertain us and he wants to, you know, give us the wow factor, but he also has to be a little more careful with his body
careful
because
because we want him to have a long career.
yes,
We don't
and
want him to
because
have a
he's
short.
talented, he's
Yeah.
talented. But one thing is here, let me ask you, Adam and he as well. By him losing this match,
Mhm.
do you think it buries a little bit Darby Allen, or do you
No,
think it helps Jeff
No,
no.
Hardy? Because
no,
we already know
I
who
don't think he
Jeff
got hurt.
Hardy is.
no, because
I don't think
because
Darby got hurt by this match at all by losing
no,
this.
because of the way he got pinned. That's why I said I didn't mind the ending. Because now if he would have lost like I know it's hard to lose clean in these type of matches, but if he would have got just straight up pinned, like let's say like twist of fate and then 1 2 3, like even in this type of match, then yes, there would have been an argument that he got buried. I would have, and I even would have probably agreed. But in this case, it was coffin drop. Then it's like 1 2, and then Jeff Hardy's veteran instinct kicked in. Roll up, and then he couldn't kick out because the ladder was, in front of him. At least that's the way they made it look like. In that case, that's why I said it was smart booking because you don't bury Darby Allin even though he loses the match. So in that case, it makes it look like, oh, if the ladder wasn't in the way, he arguably could have beat Jeff Hardy and still
Okay.
would have probably kicked out.
I I don't think it hurt Darby for the same reasons that Hill said, but at the same time, I guess I'm just not a big fan of surprise finishes. I guess I kind of like to see the finish coming a little bit, and there was no build to the finish. There wasn't like a series of spots where you thought like, oh boy, the finish is coming soon, or this is this part of the match, and now next is going to be the this sequence, and then that's going to go into the finish. Or there was no like big bang boom kind of move, like a dive off a ladder, something like that. That just went to the finish. It was just like a roll up 1 2 3, and I guess it didn't really fit the style of the match, in my opinion, because you have
Gotcha.
like this really extreme hardcore match, and then you have a roll up finish. And I was like, why would you end an anything goes match with the roll up finish? And
And
I guess,
yeah.
hmm?
No, go ahead.
Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I would say that roll
Uh,
up finish should have been on the first match with Adam Cole and the first
agreed.
fight. Yeah, I think that kind of a finish instead of him submitting on would have been a more appropriate.
Right.
In my opinion. And when I thought about that too, I said, man, that was the finish. I would have liked to see like maybe they'll try to go for a double move and both shoulders are on the mat, and at the last half a second of 2.5, you could say Jeff
Yep.
lift the shoulder up and he gets the pin just by the chin because he managed to lift the shoulder and both competitors' shoulders. It would have been a double, I guess a draw, no contest, and the last second guy. I would have been more okay. I got it. They're kind of even, but Hardy was just. I would have been more okay. You're still put over. Just me personally.
All right, that's fine. Everyone's got their nitpicks of what
Mhm.
should have been, what not have been. That even I do that. That's fine. You know,
But it
people
was a
say,
good match. We wanted to see it, and you
mm,
know what? As much as we say they trying to rush it, kudos for it for AEW for allowing us, the folks on TV, to actually watch that, not have to pay for that pay-per-view. You gave us a freebie, and that's is why people tune in, although the ratings are low, and that's a way of trying to give us that water cool moment. Darby Allen for Jeff Hardy. Wow, really? And hopefully they don't keep going and retreading and giving us like WWE with the Street Profits versus RK Bros versus Alpha
Oh man,
Academy over and over and over. Hopefully they don't
right.
do that. But I can't wait. It's fun. It's fun to see that those two. Hopefully we get another match with them. You know, down the road. Between both of them, but with a longer time venue, in my opinion.
Yep, agreed. So, should we go into final thoughts or?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Any news or notes for that you have before we go into final thoughts? Any news or notes? Anything coming up? I know. Don't forget tomorrow Rampage will be on an earlier time, as normal. Those that are listening, this is Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and if you're hearing
Um.
it,
Oh, the relationship with AEW and New Japan may be coming to an end soon. If
oh,
Kota Ibushi is not happy with his New Japan contract, I've heard,
mm,
and he's not very happy with New Japan the way that he was forced to come back. And who knows if he ends up going to AEW and AEW starts using him? Who knows if that could end the relationship between New Japan and AEW? That's just speculation right now. But the news is Kota Ibushi not happy with New Japan.
wow. We, we'll keep an eye on that. That shows a big wrinkle because if do Tony Khan dare to poach when you have a working relationship and use them exclusively? It's like you know it
I
really needs
would
to.
honestly. I would.
Okay,
I would approach. I would approach Kota, and I would say, look, this might end the relationship between us and New Japan, but I would actually, if I were Tony, I would want to sign Kota that badly.
all right. But one thing we also the news and notes we learned there's going to be now a woman Joker going up against Britt Breaker. Um, What's your thoughts? Any thoughts of any ladies out there? Adam, Heel, anyone comes to mind?
Uh, I guess Taya Valkyrie, maybe. I don't know.
Tyra would be very cool.
Yeah.
Taya and Tessa, I think would
I'm,
both be very cool.
at least that's what I want. I also wouldn't mind. I know this is kind of a hot take. I also wouldn't mind a member of the Inspiration.
Who?
The Inspiration from TNA, if that's possible.
Oh, I don't know who that is. I don't follow women's wrestling.
They
God damn
they,
it.
they were formerly known as the Iconics.
Oh, of course, I know the Iconics. Of course,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, or Madison Rain. That would be really cool.
But who? But that's you're gonna. So I mean, you want to name every lady out there? I mean, who's your thought? I mean, you
You
can
know,
pick two. I give you two
okay.
names.
Either one member of the Inspiration or Ty Valkyrie. That's technically two because the
All
one's
right,
detective.
Adam. Any chance? Any thoughts of any?
I would go either Tessa Blanchard or Valkyrie.
All right.
How about
Tessa.
Adam?
You just said it.
Sorry?
No, I said how about Adam is the Joker in the women's division? He gets to face
Yes.
women.
Oh, I have one other person.
Yeah.
One other person I would pick, Santina.
Yeah,
Santina.
Santina was fun. Be fun. And Santina is all elite.
His daughter, by the way, debuted in NXT. Adriana Grande. She's got it. She's got the it factor. She needs seasoning. She needs to of course cut her teeth more in the ring, but she's got the it factor. You guys watch her Adriana Grande versus Nikita Lyon match, and watch it. You just watch it. YouTube it, check it out.
Adriana Grande?
Yeah.
Why is it so close to Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
But my personal, I got two people that I thought for the ladies Joker, Amber Moon, formerly known from NXT. I forget her first name, real name, whatever. I know her as Amber Moon.
I forgot she's a
Um,
free agent. Yes.
and I'm thinking, and I'm like, it's gonna be like, oh, Nia Jax.
Is she a free agent?
She's not with W. She's not with NXT. I think she's from. Yeah, she doesn't have a contract with. Although with the way the whole entire the bloodline and the whole family is being even would she ever be the jump? And because she kind of feels like she's like a lone wolf even when she was in WWE. When she was she felt like you knew she was relative, but there was nothing like you look like oh yeah, they're just my cousin, like that type. When you have that cousin, you see him in the supermarket, yeah, just my cousin, but you don't really go and talk and really have that family relationship like that. You just more like
Yeah.
yeah.
I would love if it was Ember because I think Ember could have done a lot better than what she was given in WWE.
I agree with you on that. But her attitude, she got to change her attitude.
Yeah, that's what I've heard also. Bad attitude.
Terrible attitude. The same thing with Keith Lee. He has an attitude, a bad
Really?
attitude. Yeah, he has a bad attitude, and um, that's why. And I guess I'm looking for that. I'm looking forward to that because this one, if they bring her in, Britt Breaker doesn't have to. You don't have. She doesn't have to get over. She doesn't have to win this tournament either. She could drop and get beat. And like, whoa, what a way of getting or starting a woman's impact. I mean, a woman's by being impactful. What I meant was going in there and winning that you beat Britt Breaker in the Owen Hart tournament and advance. And you're like, whoa, what a first match for her and what an eye opener. And I think if they bring, that's why I'm in my thought. I'm thinking, who you remember an Amber Moon doing that or Nia Jax? You're like, whoa, you know, and it is like okay, and that's an impactful signing of a lady in there, which basically they need a strong lady base in AEW. It's the talent pool isn't as great as NXT and WWE with when it comes to the ladies wrestling, but that's why I'm heading towards that way. I'm leaning towards that way, or I'm thinking.
Okay.
Sounds like
And
someone's making their wrestling entrance in Adam's house.
Sorry about that.
On the
they were they,
radio.
they were watching the John Silver match and CM Punk. He's climbing up in the ring. Oh.
Oh my god! You know what I wish I could hear? That SpongeBob meme. But and right when he gets his leg caught in the rope, he goes, "Oh, my leg!"
Oh, the SpongeBob thing? My leg!
Yeah,
Poor little guy.
I know.
That's what he gets. He's trying to wear boots, wrestling boots, 2 sizes too big for him.
I know. Oh man. All right.
So,
Well,
if you guys don't mind, let's jump into final thoughts.
Yes.
we yeah. Good show. I'm looking forward to next week's and more MJF, please. Oh yeah, and please put on a women's match worthy of Adam. Because apparently he's not happy with the women's division.
I'm looking forward to Brock's debut next week.
Whose debut?
Kev, final thoughts?
Oh yeah, AEW. We'll keep watching AEW. Of course, Rampage it's Friday night, tomorrow night. And those that are listening, please follow us on all the audio platforms as well. You can hear this Heal the Ring podcast, the AEW edition, on all platforms on the audio or in video Rumba here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or anywhere you find it. Just put BX Sports Jedi Network, and of course you're gonna have the Heal the Ring podcast. You're gonna have the NXT version, you're gonna have the WWE version, Raw breakdown, and AEW breakdown. So we cover if it's the World Professional Wrestling, we cover it. But right now we're just on the 3 major markets. Of course, Ring of Honor is connected with AEW, so whenever they do their programs together, and maybe who knows, we might branch out to New Japan Wrestling and Impact. But it's right now we'll stick in on that. But all in all, final thoughts. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the new voice. And we're building this platform here on our wrestling programs. Rome isn't built in a day, and we're doing it piece by piece. And just like Hook, we're going to try to get over and rise to the top and be the number one wrestling podcast in all of YouTube, Twitch, and all out there, all the audio platforms. So we thank you so much, and we'll leave it to our main eventer, Adam.
Thank you guys once again for having me. It was a pleasure. And I hope to join you again next week for more AEW Dynamite. And what can I say other than it's been a great pleasure to be on the show once again.
Oh, one more thing before we leave. Sometimes when you get I'll just put it like this. Life is like the ropes. Sometimes when you get your leg stuck in it, you just got to find a way out.
Beautiful.
I'm awesome! You people bought a ticket to see me, so shut up!
Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control.
Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you live under a rock,
I might
you
grab
are
at that, I
looking
don't
at
know.
the
My rap, my blood
youngest,
boils
fastest
over
rising
like,
star in
oh God, here
professional
goes. I
wrestling
lost all
today.
feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches